By fall of 1991, CBS was #1 in ratings on Saturday mornings, thanks to the huge success of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Meanwhile, the new network on the block, Fox, was closing in on the competition with the Fox Kids network. Plus, there was this newfangled thing called cable television that was showing cartoons several times throughout the week, including Saturday mornings. But in 1991, NBC was not that strong in ratings, a complete reversal from their dominant reign in the 80s with such hits as The Smurfs and Alvin and the Chipmunks. Feeling that competition from cable television, not to mention the constant looming presence of the FCC requiring all of the networks to make more educational children's programming. In fact, on Saturdays, NBC was finding success with news and sports programs, as well as a 1989 surprise hit, a live-action teen sitcom series, Saved by the Bell. Because of this, there were already talks of NBC leaving less time for Saturday morning cartoons altogether. So can a cartoon starring 3 professional superstar athletes help pull NBC out of the Saturday morning cartoon graveyard? I think we all know the answer to this, but let's talk about it anyway. Hi, I'm Andre, and today I am talking about ProStars, one of the tunes time forgot. Tunes time forgot. Sorry, I don't have an intro for this series yet. One constant gimmick to get kids to watch cartoons on Saturday mornings is something that I like to call the Celebritune. This is where you take a celebrity, an icon, a character, turn them into a cartoon, give them an animated series, and hope that people watch. NBC alone did this with Gary Coleman, Mr. T, Punky Brewster, John Candy, Rick Moranis, even Alf. So it was only a matter of time before someone had the bright idea of turning a professional athlete into a cartoon character for an animated series. But which athlete do you choose, and from which sport? Well, NBC, working together with Geek Enterprises, had the great idea. Why pick one athlete from one sport and only cater to that crowd when you could pick a number of athletes from the wide world of sports and hit a bunch of different audiences at once? A team of professional sports superstars, ProStars, if you will. Mixing superheroics, spy missions, and sports, the ProStars were born. Famous superstar athletes who travel the world, helping out kids and going on adventures. Since ProStars was a team of athletes as opposed to just one person, they had to make sure to pick superstars from various sports, cover as many sports as possible to get as many audiences as possible. The obvious choice for basketball was Michael Jordan, not only for his phenomenal career with the Chicago Bulls, but for also being a commercial household name, endorsing several products including Nike, McDonald's, Wheaties, Gatorade, and only made sense to add cartoon character to that list. To represent hockey, you get Wayne Gretzky from the LA Kings, aka the Great One, aka the one hockey player that you've probably heard of even if you don't follow hockey. Ironically, before the cartoon, Wayne Gretzky was actually the spokesman for a cereal that just happened to be called ProStars. They actually used this cereal to help promote the series, putting in ProStar cartoon trading cards in the cereal boxes. And another obvious choice was Bo Jackson, because with him, you get 2 sports in one. He was a professional all-star athlete for both football and baseball, and he was also known for his very popular Nike Bo Knows campaign. ProStars premiered on NBC Saturday morning, September 14th, 1991, usually airing at 9:30 a.m. and followed by another Celebritune that premiered the same year, Wish Kid, starring Macaulay Culkin. I have a feeling we'll be talking about that cartoon in a future episode. Did you know that ProStars had 2 theme songs? The first theme song went like this: We are ProStars. We will rock you. Yes, eventually that theme song was changed to sound a little less like a Queen song and a little more like a generic chant. ProStars, All Stars, ProStars. See, no copyright. At the beginning of the show, you would get this archive footage of the athletes doing what they do best, playing their sports. Bo and Wayne in live action would then introduce the cartoon. They would not be in the same room, usually. They would be in 2 different segments, filmed at 2 different times, but they would interact with each other. And then Michael Jordan would just occasionally show up, and not even on the same set. Sometimes you would just get him on court going, the ProStars are here to save the day, and that was it. You got Jordan when you got him. And then it would flip over to the cartoon where we would see the ProStars going on their next adventure. In kind of a modernized Mission Impossible style, the ProStars would always get a videotape from a kid who needed their help. I'm sorry, in 1991, video cameras were pretty expensive, so I'm just trying to figure out how all these kids got cameras. These are the first YouTubers, these are the first TikTokers. So in true Mike Tyson mystery fashion, the ProStars would get their mission and then go off to whatever country or location they need to go to save the day. And with the FCC looming its head over cartoons looking for that educational content, it was imperative that ProStars would not only entertain us with their animated adventures, but also teach us some life lessons as well, like not joining gangs, not stealing, not polluting, things like that. The rest of the episode will be filled with Bo Jackson and Wayne Gretzky back in live action form, answering questions from kids, because the ProStars care. So when news broke about ProStars, some of the news outlets were saying that the athletes involved in the show were not only doing the live action segments, but also providing the voices of their cartoon counterparts. This is not true. They showed up in the live action segments, but when it came to the cartoon, that was all done by voice actors. Dorian Harewood voiced Michael Jordan. He's also the voice of Moto from Biker Mice from Mars, Ari the Ram from Sonic the Hedgehog, Jax from Mortal Kombat Defenders of the Realm, and ironically, Dorian Harewood is one of the voices of the Monstars from Space Jam, which also starred Michael Jordan. You see? Full circle. Just like a basketball. Dave Fennoy voiced Bo Jackson. He can be heard in a number of cartoons, including playing Pong Krell in Star Wars The Clone Wars, and his voice is in a number of video games, including Telltale series video games. He was Bluebeard in The Wolf Among Us, and he was Lee Everett in The Walking Dead. And Wayne Gretzky was voiced by Townsend Coleman. You might know him as the Tick from the animated series The Tick, but he's probably best known for being Michelangelo in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Cowabunga! And it's very interesting that a Ninja Turtle voiced a ProStar, because it was very clear in the cartoon series that they wanted the cartoon versions of these athletes to have personality traits, and I kind of feel like they pulled them from Ninja Turtles. Hear me out. Michael Jordan in this cartoon is the leader. He's a sensible one. He's the practical one. He's the planner. He's the analyzer. He's the one that's taking charge. Michael Jordan is Leonardo in this show. Bo Jackson, on the other hand, is totally Raphael. He's the muscle. He's the grit. He's a little bit sarcastic as well. Bo, of course, says Bo knows multiple times. And Wayne Gretzky is totally Michelangelo. He's even voiced by Michelangelo. He cracks a lot of the jokes throughout the adventures, and he's always hungry. There's this running gag where he just constantly wants to eat food. Is he Shaggy? Like, why is he always hungry? Like, let's go, Bo Jackson. We gotta get some food. Andre, that's only 3 people. Who's the Donatello of the group? Well, meet Mom. She runs Mom's Gym, the home base for the ProStars, and she gives the ProStars all their sports-related gadgets. Yes, all their gadgets are sports related. Basketballs are inflatable. The hockey pucks can explode. The baseball bat can shoot out baseballs or grappling hooks. Their tennis shoes, their cross trainers have rocket power in them. And then there's Denise, Mom's assistant. Sometimes she's referred to as Mom's niece, but she is there. Like, she helps Mom with the gadgets and stuff. Other than that, she's just there. So of course, with all this talk about ProStars, I wanted to watch ProStars, but I could only find this. It's a DVD that I found on Amazon that only has 3 episodes of ProStars. The first episode on the DVD is Gargantus and the Highway of Doom. ProStars get a message from Sheila from Australia. Her town is being taken over by this evil biker gang that kind of looks like a post-apocalyptic biker gang, and they're in Australia. So I'm just going to assume that this is a Mad Max parody. She's also concerned that her brother Keith wants to join the gang. ProStars go out to help, and Wayne Gretzky is hungry for food. The ProStars are about to get crushed by a giant boulder, so they fight back with a giant inflatable basketball because it's ProStars. And Wayne Gretzky still wants food. Oh, and the ProStars have a catchphrase. Whenever they're ready to go into attack mode, they go, "It's game time!" So they do that in this episode. It's game time! And then they get captured by the gang. Good job, ProStars. The evil gang even takes the ProStars ProStar 1, soups it up, pimps the ride. But luckily it's remote controlled, so Sheila's pet kangaroo, yes, because Sheila is in Australia, she has a pet kangaroo. Sheila's kangaroo grabs the remote control, use the remote control, they use the ProStar 1 to get themselves out of their jail cell, and they take on the gang. They go through this whole Mad Max style chase, including the use of inflatable basketballs because it's ProStars. And at a certain point, Keith has to decide, does he help the ProStars and his sister Sheila, or does he stay with the gang? Keith decides to help out the ProStars and his sister Sheila. So lesson learned from this episode, don't join a gang, especially a post-apocalyptic motorcycle Mad Max style gang when you're in Australia. In the second episode, Nightmare Riders, the ProStars have to go to Scotland, so Bo Jackson obviously has to wear a kilt. Laura from Scotland needs the ProStars' help because her mentor has disappeared. They're having a golf tournament, and they're near this castle in Scotland where they're having this golf tournament, but the whole place is being haunted by ghost knights. This is an episode of ProStars. It's not Scooby-Doo, I swear. So the reason why these ghost knights are running around is they're actual people working for this lady, Miss Carlotta. She wants to scare everyone off of the land because she wants to dig into the castle because there's this rumor that there is a gold throne hidden in the castle. So she wants everyone gone so she can find this hidden treasure. I promise you this is an episode of ProStars. This is not Scooby-Doo. Wayne Gretzky eats haggis because Scotland and because Wayne Gretzky is always hungry, but he doesn't like it because he finds out what it's made of and it makes him sick. Womp, womp, womp. Cartoon seems to always try to figure out a way to do the signature Michael Jordan sticking his tongue out. In the intro of the show, they have him saving a kid and he's flying up in the air and he's got his tongue out. In this one, he's playing golf, but he sticks his tongue out. I don't think he ever really stuck his tongue out while he was playing golf, but they did it in ProStars. Jordan's got the tongue thing, Bo Jackson's got the bow nose thing, Wayne Gretzky's got to eat. That's ProStars. Carlotta tricks the ProStars by putting on a mask of Laura's mentor. I don't know when in time she made that. And then they have to fight a robot dragon. Because ProStars. Jordan fights with a sword that comes out of a pin. Wayne Gretzky shoots out a hockey puck that turns into rope. Bo Jackson just punches things. I love that Wayne Gretzky and Michael Jordan keep using all these different gadgets, and Bo Jackson just is like, punch, punch, Bo knows punching. Told you, he's Raphael, y'all. Their only solution to defeat her and this dragon is to have Bo Jackson play really bad bagpipe music. Because we're in Scotland. Oh, and Wayne Gretzky wants food. Then the real ghost knights show up. Too bad they're not in Britain because they could have been British knights. I'm sorry, that was terrible. Ghost knights from Scotland are like, thank you so much for protecting our castle. Here's the golden throne for you. And Michael Jordan, here's a magical golf club. Michael Jordan hits a hole-in-one. And then he puts his hand in the hole, tries to grab the ball. Bugs Bunny drags him into the hole, and then Space Jam begins. Everybody get up, it's time to slam now. I'm joking from all this nonsense. The third episode, Roll to Victory, Michael Jordan actually gets a message from a friend of his, Perry Jacobs. His friend runs a charity basketball tournament in Chicago for physically challenged kids, and he needs Jordan's help because one of the team members is this team called the Hoods, and they always come in and just knock everybody out while they're playing basketball. So many people are getting hurt that no one can play the game, which keeps them winning, which keeps them coming back year after year. I don't know how a team that is literally knocking people out while playing the game do not get disqualified. For some reason, they're like, no, they keep winning every year, so we're required to bring them back. I'm like, I don't think that's how the rules work in a charity basketball tournament. I'm pretty sure you can be like, nah, y'all roughhouse and get out, but you know, you do you. Michael Jordan wants to go at it alone. He's like, you guys don't need to help me. This is not one of our big missions, but Bo Jackson's like, no, we pro bros. Actually, a phrase they use in the show. We pro bros, so we're going with you. And Wayne Gretzky is like, yeah, I'm going with you too, because you're going to Chicago, and Chicago has really great pizza, because Wayne Gretzky is Michelangelo, y'all. Ma and Denise are like, we're going too. Yeah, Denise, you get something to do. Michael meets his friend Perry, and we also meet Tommy that knows how to play basketball really well. He's a good shooter. But the Hoods come in, and Doug, the leader of the Hoods, challenges this kid, and they do a one-on-one shooting contest. Doug hits it, Tommy does not. Doug's all like, ha ha, the Hoods win again. So Tommy gets all sad, he's crying. He rolls away so fast that he stumbles down a bunch of stairs out onto the street and lands in the middle of the street and is about to get hit by a car, a taxi cab. Oh my gosh, we are getting into some Mac and me territory right now. But of course, Michael Jordan saves the day. Tommy feels all sad because he feels like a failure because he missed that one shot, but Jordan gives him a little bit of a pep talk. He's like, hey man, don't worry. When we went up in the finals, I missed a few shots too, but we still persevered and we won. So you can do it too. And he's all like, thanks, Michael Jordan. And now you learn a lesson in self-confidence. The more you know. The tournament begins, but the Hoods keep roughhousing everybody to the point where teams just start forfeiting. They don't want to play against the Hoods at all, which means the Hoods are going to win again and can come back next year because these rules are messed up. But Michael Jordan's like, nah, we can't let you guys win. So we, the ProStars, are going to challenge you to a basketball game. This is the plot of Space Jam. This is Space Jam or any episode of the Harlem Globetrotters cartoon. But the ProStars are only 3 people. You got to have a 5-person team to play in this tournament. So the ProStars are like, all right, Tommy, you playing with us. And who's their 5th player? Denise! Denise gets to do something! something. Kind of interesting to watch an episode where Wayne Gretzky and Bo Jackson are playing basketball. Like we see them do slam dunks and stuff. And I just thought that was kind of neat. Of course, the Hood's got to play dirty. So Doug gets underneath Jordan while he does a slam dunk, which causes Jordan to fall down funny and break his ankle. The Hoods are like, oh, I guess Jordan, you're out of the game. Guess you guys forfeit. And Tommy's like, no. So they get an extra wheelchair and they put Michael Jordan in it. And now he has to play the game in the wheelchair. But Jordan doesn't know how to use the wheelchair. So Tommy teaches him how to play basketball in the wheelchair, just like Jordan taught Tommy how to be confident in himself. The life lessons, baby, the life lessons. Educational entertainment. FCC, stand back. We're learning things here. Of course, they win the tournament. No surprise there, but who hits that winning shot? Tommy does. Gets that last shot at the last second of the buzzer, and the ProStars win. Doug is down on the ground crying because the Hood's lost. The ProStars have a nice laugh at the end. Don't you feel better now knowing about this show? With the celebrity star power, ProStars was supposed to help get NBC back on track when it came to Saturday morning cartoons. Unfortunately, there wasn't a lot of love for ProStars. The show did not get good reviews, and there were even some news outlets that called ProStars one of the worst new cartoons to air on Saturday mornings. Ouch. Only 13 episodes of ProStars were made, 12 of them being original episodes and 1 being a clip show, and that was it. Not just for ProStars, but for NBC cartoons in general. ProStars, Yo Yogi, Space Cats, Captain N, Wish Kid, they were all gone. In fall of 1992, they changed their entire Saturday morning lineup to instead having a 2-hour news program, more sports coverage like NBA Inside Stuff, and having a block of live action programming specifically made for tweens and teens like Saved by the Bell. In fall of 1993, that block of teen programming will be referred to as Teen NBC or TNBC, no cartoons to be found. This was the beginning of the end of Saturday morning cartoons on network television. And as for ProStars, this is what you get. 3 episodes on DVD. There's a couple of video cassettes out there, but there has been no complete series release for ProStars. Just put out the other ones. It's only 13 episodes. You might as well. ProStars is definitely a product of its time, but there's a charm in that I think that's kind of cool. I remember watching Saturday morning cartoons and seeing ProStars come on, so I can have that nostalgia feeling for it. It's funny that I can have a nostalgia feeling for something like ProStars while simultaneously appreciating that cartoons aren't made like this anymore. Like, I miss cartoons like this, and I'm also glad that cartoons like this don't exist as much. Is that weird? ProStars is also a reminder of how superstar athletes can impact our lives. I mean, it's one thing to just play the sport, but when you see an athlete show up in commercials or make cameos in movies or television shows, or in the case of ProStars, become a cartoon character, it's kind of interesting to see how an athlete with some personality can become a name, a brand, something that can last longer than their time being an athlete. Because we all know playing professional sports is something that is short-lived. You can't do that forever. So when you are able to create something about yourself as an athlete beyond just playing the sport, it's kind of fascinating that you can make a legacy like that. And that kind of legacy can last forever. And I think it's amazing when anyone is able to do that. ProStars, I put you in my initial list of tunes time forgot so that you will not be forgotten. And Wayne Gretzky, I hope you got yourself some food. I got a question for you. If they were to reboot ProStars, if they were to try to make ProStars today, which athletes do you think would be part of the ProStars team? Now keep in mind, it's gotta be ProStar style. Like, you gotta pick multiple athletes from different types of sports. Who would you have on your team? And if there is one cartoon or TV series that you grew up with that you don't think anyone else remembers, but you do, let me know what it is. Again, I'm having so much fun having a new experience with these old school shows, and I hope that you are enjoying them as well. I love doing them, and I want to keep doing them, so keep supporting it. And if you're new here, please subscribe to the channel so you can see more. Be a pro star out there in your own lives, everyone. I love you like a play cousin. I'm Audi 5000. Bo knows YouTube.